What's up everyone, it's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and I'm here with some potentially tragic but also potentially amazing news. And to confuse some viewers and listeners out there, it's not actually a gaming related thing, which probably surprises most people. So chances are, if you've been watching or listening for a while, I'm never sure if I should say watching or listening, because at the end of the day it's realistically just listening. Anyway, that's beside the point. I'm an anime fan. I'm a pretty big anime fan. I did fall out of it a little bit here or there, but overall I consider myself a pretty big anime fan. And one of my, possibly, it's like 50-50 favorite anime of all time is Cowboy Bebop, which I'm sure most people out there already know and how good Cowboy Bebop is and can probably agree with me. And when I saw this news today, it kind of struck a chord with me. On two reasons. One, because as I opened the video with, it could be potentially amazing. It also could be potentially disastrous. So, what is this news anyway? Well, Tomorrow Studios have announced that they're going to begin production with Cowboy Bebop live-action US-based TV series. Now, it's not just Tomorrow Studios. They're also going to be working with Midnight Radio. And the key thing to note here as well, they're also going to be working to produce the series with Sunrise Studios. Now, Sunrise are basically the Japanese studio behind the original anime of Cowboy Bebop. So that is promising as far as that goes. The big thing about this is that Cowboy Bebop, not just Cowboy Bebop, but when you look at anime and just in general, Japanese style shows, when they're converted for a US audience or a live action audience, it doesn't even have to be a live action US, it can just be, say, there's live action Japanese ones as well. They generally don't come off as well, and they're not too greatly received, and the quality, frankly, usually isn't there. So that can be a concern for most people, especially for me and many other people who consider Cowboy Bebop one of the best and most important anime series ever created. So real quick, they had this to say as far as Cowboy Bebop and their production of the actual live action show. So, we are excited to work with Sunrise in bringing this beloved anime to the US and global marketplaces as a live action series. The animated version has long resonated with audiences worldwide, and the continued ever-growing popularity of anime, we believe a live-action version will have an incredible impact today. So again, I'm not just writing this off straight away, because it does have the potential, because it's some of the best source material available. How they use it, how they utilize it, and how they put their spin and adaptation on it for not only a US audience, not only a live action audience, but a live action US audience. Yes, those are three separate things, believe it or not. So that's can be concerning, but also can be extremely popular. I mean, Cowboy Bebop is, hell, it's almost 20 years old. It launched in 1998 in Japan originally, and then sometime shortly after in the rest of the world. Most people probably listening to this video will associate it with the US Adult Swim run, one of the big pioneer animes that it actually had on there way back in the day. We don't have Adult Swim here. We didn't have it back in the day, so my involvement and how I actually got into it is a very different story from most people. I won't bore you with that one right now, but the big thing is, what I would love to see, and that gives this live action version of the show the most potential to actually succeed, would be if you could have Shinichiro Watanabe, basically the guy behind it, is the guy behind Cowboy Bebop, to actually come in, maybe not direct it, in a perfect world he would, but maybe not direct it, but to oversee it would be key and a huge boost in the potential quality, as well as potential saving grace. Another thing as well, if you're thinking about Cowboy Bebop, you have to think about the music. The music is an integral part of the TV show, of the anime even, I should say, because it would be an integral part of the TV show, or at least it should be, to retain the authenticity and the general character and tone of the TV show. To which, of course, we need Yoko Kanno, who does absolutely amazing work, who did absolutely amazing work on Cowboy Bebop, as well as many other things she's done work on. But the point is, all these things go hand in hand. it's so hard to pull this off that it worries me. For the simple reason is Cowboy Bebop, if you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, this show has not so much quality in general, just it's a great story, and the way everything ties together, and the way there's a little bit of a loose flow to it. It makes perfect sense with the actual TV. Why do I keep saying TV show? I suppose there's a TV series as well as a film, but the point is, every character, now this is going to sound silly, but every character has so much individual personality in their character. It's ridiculous, and it works insanely well. You have everyone on the ship. You have Radical Ed, you've got Spike, you've got Faye, you've got Jet, you've got Ein. And all these 5 characters are so, yes, I'm including Ein as a character, because he definitely has his own personality and quirks as well, especially compared to the rest of the characters. So when you look at the sheer character of the cast, and just the quality of the show in general, the story, how everything is done, as well as how key and important the music is into all of this, as well as the stylized action, the overall tone and the look, and how everything is performed and executed, it's going to be very difficult to do this. If they successfully pull it off, fantastic. I look forward to it. I'm going to try it out once it actually comes out anyway, because that's much further down the line to worry about. So if they do successfully pull it off, I will try it out, and I will probably love it if it's successful. However, historically, we're looking at a change and an attempt at something that has generally failed. Most of the time, as a majority, it has failed. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any successful, whatever we call it, a US movie or TV show adaptation of a Japanese property that has been successful. Ghost in the Shell was, well, it wasn't very good. And that's the main one I'm using because it's most recent and it's the most high profile as well. So we'll see how it goes. There's so much more that we could find out that could change as well in the meantime. Because, well, let's face it, it's not going to come out until probably some point next year at the earliest. But we'll see how it goes. I'm remaining cautiously optimistic, but more so on the negative side, because I'm a realist, basically. That's the easy way to describe it. So, what's the deal? Have you ever seen Cowboy Bebop? Are you an anime fan but haven't seen it? Have you heard of it? Are you not an anime fan but you've heard of Cowboy Bebop? What's the deal with it? What's your personal opinion on it? As well as how they can potentially do the transition to a US live action show. What needs to be done, what needs to be handled extremely carefully, although I think I covered most of that, and what needs to be done to succeed, and what do they need to avoid. Let me know all of that in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, you can follow me on Twitter, details in the description below, and see you, Space Cowboy.